Welcome to Social Work Sunday Tea. I am Shakia Houston. It is March 7, 2021. It's a great day to be alive and well as well. All is well. Just want to do a real quick. We're here. Today's topic is Mama's Boys. I have my special guest here. If you can just introduce yourself. It doesn't matter who start. We all family. These are my cousins. Just letting everybody know. These are my cousins. My folks now.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go.
I'm Lisa Cristina Boden. I'm a licensed professional counselor, originally from the Republic of Panama, now in Big Texas, right? That tried to kill us last couple weeks ago in the snowstorm, right? So, but I'm still here.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I have my own practice, Shining Lights Counseling. And I'm ready to tackle this subject. Yeah.
Okay, you go.
All right. My name is Chantoya Chapman. I am a licensed clinical social worker here in the state of Georgia, where I reside, as well as South Carolina. And I am the owner of Holistic Counseling Services, LLC. Glad to be back with my folks.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's Damon Avinger, licensed master social worker, representing Brooklyn. A social emotional coach, just doing what I do.
Welcome back. Just let everybody know we was clowning before we got on this live already. So it's gonna be popping. So yeah, thank you so much. It's part 2 of Mama's Boy. Part 2. Just really quick. Some of the contents for all my holy rollers, it's gonna have a little bit of cussing in it and some language. Just letting y'all know. So beware. No, just but no, we all adults, we're all grown. Good evening. Thank you for joining Social Work Sunday Tea. But yeah, let's dive right into it. So the definition, Wikipedia says it's Mama's Boy is a slang term for a man's. Wait, what I said it? All right. Well, a man seems as having an unhealthy dependency on his mother at an age in which he's expected to be self-reliant. He lives on his own. Where's my other definition there? I don't know my other definition there. So yeah, so that's what it is, a mama's boy. Damon last time said he's a mama's boy. Give us a little bit of your interpretation of mama's boy. We're gonna recap and then we're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward. Give us a definition of a mama's boy, since you say you're a mama's boy.
Y'all gonna stop doing us mama's boys dirty out here in the street. Like how you say that there's a good side of the force and the bad side of the force.
Right.
Yeah.
So mama's boys is someone who has a unhealthy relationship with their mother at times, but they also can have a healthy relationship with their mother, and they're not reliant upon them. Right? So I have a healthy relationship with my mother, so my mama's boy status is a little cleaner than some of these other people that you see on Jerry Springer and all these other shows. So, but it's like he said, Wikipedia says a heavy reliance upon his mother in all issues of social, emotional, and financial space.
Okay, cool. So give me some signs. Anybody can jump in. What are some signs of being a mama's boy? Real quick.
Never set boundaries.
Okay, never set boundaries.
Anything, like everything has to go through mom.
Yeah.
All the time.
On here it says signs you're dating a mama's boy. I guess we can go from there. No, that's not it. My iPad ain't working, y'all.
It's okay.
Okay, so some more things as far as like to say, hey, they're a mama's boy.
I would say I'll jump in. I say
Okay.
a man that share his personal, even his intimacy, like details
Yeah.
with his mother. So
Mhm.
his mother knows when he's not sexually performing well. Like I told my mom that I was, had to use some, Viagra. So it's like, that's not information you want to share with your mom. Because I mean, there are young people who do use it. You'll be
Yeah.
amazed the people who are using that substance.
Yeah.
And so, someone who doesn't know, okay, there's some information that I should tell my mom, and she's eager to know about what's happening in his bedroom. So that is a clear sign of a mama's boy.
Okay. So I got some, I'm sorry, my dog in the background. He values her opinion over yours. He lives at home. He still lives at home with his mom. He talks to her every day. He compares you to her. He runs every decision by her. He also takes her side. He becomes a child around her. He tells her all of his personal life, just like you said. He can't stand up for himself. He couldn't survive on his own. He's spoiled. He expects you to be like her. So what? Okay, so let's dissect this real quick because I'm excited. What are okay? It doesn't matter who jumped in. Let's talk about healthy mama's boys. Could we jump into that? What does that look like, Damon? Because I'm picking on you because you.
No, we can do this.
Okay,
A healthy mama's boy. Listen, I told you I'm always with it. A healthy mama's boy is a person that knows how to treat a woman based on the relationships of how he sees his mother be treated and the respect she has for herself. So if your mother's a go-getter, you want that type of same energy in your relationships. So you want that. And so you don't say you look for, I'm not gonna say, you look for someone to model the same behavior that your mother models. And like she goes to work every day, doesn't have all these different guys coming in and out of her house. And she's self-respecting. It's just little simple things that you look for in a woman, and someone who's not going to allow you to do what you want to do. Like you don't want a woman that's going to let you walk all over her. So if your mother didn't allow a man to do that, you want the same type of energy back towards from your significant other. So like in my relationship, my mother is strong and tough, and I needed a woman that's not going to back down from me. My wife doesn't back down from me. I hate it at times, but she keeps me. She doesn't allow me to be me, which is probably one of the best things in the world because sometimes I'm impulsive and I'll make bad decisions. So she remind me and she'll check me to make me catch myself. Like, okay, I gotta think about what I'm doing because I'm acting out of control. So did I answer your question or did I'm rambling?
No, you did. You did. Ladies, okay, I got you. Ladies, what are unhealthy? What, like, as far as unhealthy mama's boy? What does that look like?
You saying unhealthy or healthy?
Yes, unhealthy.
There's a lot of characteristics for that. But again, the main thing is just never setting boundaries when it comes between their relationship and their mom. Is blended in, and their mom takes precedence when they're in a relationship. They never have a freedom to make up their own mind or make their own decisions. It's always, let me check with mom, than being a grown man about any decision and just making up their mind about it. I could understand them asking for certain things, their opinion of their mom, right?
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, they're still making their own. An unhealthy mama's boy is not going to do that. Whatever their mom says, they're going to do.
Right.
And they're going to ask how high and when, all of that.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of women, they take it, a lot of mothers, they take it and run with it. Like, oh, my son is gonna, he gonna do as I say, and this, and like we talked about before, like some mothers, they're over the top, they're extreme. They don't have any boundaries. They think sometimes
look at their sons as boyfriends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they lack boundaries. And so real quick, like I'm gonna do this video and I want you guys to this is the first video. I just want you guys to look at it and we're gonna talk about this. It's called Mama's Boy. It was on TLC. Okay, so okay, I'm about to turn on this.
I wanted to tell you that I want to
What?
like
Why are you stuttering? Just tell her directly. That's the issue with you. Look her in the eyes and tell
Who
her.
you are talking like that in front of me?
Whoa.
Bye, Emily. Have a good time. No, bye. Get out of here.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
You just ruling my day with my son today.
Wow.
What do you,
Lord.
Wow.
what do you think about that? Anybody can chime in.
What to look at the scene and to see how he's seated by his girlfriend, but his attention is on his mother. He's not even looking at his girlfriend. So he's waiting for mom response because he knows that, okay, once mom make a response, I must go along with whatever she says. So the girlfriend is left out on her own. He didn't even hold her hand. He didn't have his arm around her. So it's like, okay, you battle mom by yourself. But I promise you that wasn't, the idea.
Yeah.
That wasn't the plan. He's supposed to be the one that relayed the information. Because I saw this clip.
Oh, you saw that? Okay.
But the girlfriend was the one who gave the information instead of him. So he's kind of transferring some of the connection how he had with his mom. He's letting his girlfriend talk on his behalf. So she's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, though, when the whole situation blows up, basically, he doesn't try to even step in between them to appease the situation and say, well, this is what I was thinking. It's not her idea. Or this thing that we talked about as a couple, nothing. He just let his girlfriend, the bus go over his girlfriend, literally.
Yes. It was like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring y'all together, but I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk right. Go ahead, do it. You do it. You do it. And that's what my interpretation of it. I was just looking, and when she said bye, Emily, I said, whoa.
Yeah. That threw me off. I was like,
He
what?
just missed her. Right.
He ain't say a mumbling word after when she said that. I was like, so and it, I know, like the thoughts. What are some of the thoughts do you think the girlfriend was having in her head? For me, I'm like, okay, I'm your girlfriend. For one, I'm your girlfriend, and
You gonna speak up?
Look, if that's the case, I don't know. Maybe just me. I'm like, well, maybe you need to go do it to your mama. Like I said before, you do it to your mama. I don't have a relationship. You don't need me. If you can't sit up there and defend me or speak up for yourself, like, nah, you need to be with her.
Or speak up for us, period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing is, he wants to move out. They want to live together. And so they supposed to have this conversation because he was living with the mom. The mama was feeding him. It was extreme. Feeding him all type of stuff, washing his clothes. Look, y'all in a relationship by yourself. Like, I just couldn't do it. But just being in her position, I don't think I could be able to do that. Like, I could not do it due to the fact of like, hey, I'm spending time with you, I'm building with you, I'm trying to create this vibe, this energy together, and we're trying to see if it goes long term, but then here comes your mama.
But not only that, it makes me think if the girlfriend wants to step in that role as mama, because just to be even attracted to a man like that in that sense, because the fact that she's attracted to this guy that is fully taken care of by his mom, he's a grown man.
Yeah.
It's like, are you looking to be in that role also? Because it's almost like she wants to step. It's like, that's what you're going to end up doing then.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically taking care of this man.
Yeah.
Instead of the
mama. You need another mama. Mm-mm, I ain't about to do that.
But that's what he wants.
Okay.
Right.
And you can see it in his body language. Like Chantoya said, his body language, everything shows you.
Yeah.
He wants mommy. Excuse my language. He's still stuck on the titty, and
Yeah.
he can't be on his own. And it's like he wants to lay his clothes out for him, tell him what he needs to do, and say, no, that's not what you need to do. You need to do this. He wants to be led.
Yeah.
And which is unfortunate because you got to stand up for yourself as a man. Because she won't be able to respect you for too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the crazy part about it in during that episode, they have the father. Father's present, but the mother runs the house. She runs.
Personality.
Correct.
Yes, runs everything. And I was just like,
That's
like I couldn't. No, I ain't gonna be able
That's
to do
normally
it.
how it is.
That and here it is.
To me,
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that to me, it's kind of like he's giving out like a fantasy to have two women arguing over him. So in a way, it kind of validates him. Like, wow, I have two women who are important to me fighting over me. Man, that's a man's dream. Maybe Damon can talk about that, but to have that, I mean, seriously, to play out.
Yeah.
Really.
What is it? What's the term? What do you call it? The Oedipus Complex, where the sexual relations between a mom and a son. I mean,
Oedipus, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you got some people that are like that for real. Like that's real talk. Where they have relationships with their son or their child, but we're talking about the son. They're having sexual relations with their child, or the son have this image of their mother, sexual images of the mother. Yeah, this is for real. And majority of the time, not saying that it always happens, but majority of the time it does. I remember a clip where I don't know, Damon, you was gonna piggyback off that?
No, because Chantoya talking about men want two women fighting over them. No, we don't. I don't know any man who want two women fighting over them.
Yeah, I don't know. That it's kind of weird. Someone said, I agree with Damon and want to add, I just watched how my mama's boy treated his mom, and he treated me extra special like he treated his mom. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Somebody say, hey, okay. He is a beta man needing an alpha woman in his life.
And again, there's nothing wrong with him wanting an alpha woman. That's not the issue. The issue is wanting her to do every single thing, taking over in every single way for him.
Yeah.
He never steps up ever to, even when it comes to her, like getting the respect from his family and his mom, and that's where the issue comes in. I mean, some people want that type of dynamic in their relationship, and that's more than fine. Some women like to be the head of the household, quote unquote, right? The person in charge. And the dynamics in the relationship is fine. So that's not the issue. I think the issue is the respect piece, right? Defending each other when it's need be. Stepping up for each other.
Yeah, I agree too. I definitely agree. It's just, so
I won't be able to do it though.
Me?
Not in that situation. Woo!
No, that's a little bit extreme because she was feeding him. Like, if anybody want to ever look at that, it's called Mama Boys. It's on TLC, and literally the lady was feeding the man.
Is he the only boy?
Huh?
Is he the only boy in the house?
He's the only son. Yeah, he's the only. He's the only child. I mean,
like one of my friends, we talk about it all the time. He says women love their sons but raise their daughters. So she's really like, she's nurturing him more than she's allowing him the opportunity to grow. That she's a mother that's being overprotective, won't allow him to make mistakes and bump his head. So she has to let you have to go out there and fly on your own because you.
Yeah, and I think that
he'll be stuck in the nest. He'll have a family that will live in his mother's house.
Yeah. Oh, somebody asked, can a woman actually respect a man that is willing to defer from leading?
I mean, again, some women are okay with that.
That
Some
was good.
women don't mind being in that type of relationship,
Yeah,
that they are the leaders.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't want to lead.
I know I'm part of lead. I lead everywhere else in my life.
Listen, I just want to be. I hate to say it like this. I want to be a damsel in distress.
Exactly. I lead everywhere else. I run my own business. I
Right.
want somebody to lead me.
Yeah, like definitely. I want that alpha man. Like, hey, yeah, leave me. Like I look, I don't want no softy. I don't want none of that. I want a man, an alpha man, not controlling or overbearing or, I want him to lead, and wherever you lead, I'll follow. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Not when I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm secure in my womanhood. I just got there. I just discovered it, but I just know what I want. I won't want that. Like I don't want, I don't want to raise 2 kids.
I think most women will want to be in that position if the guy's worthy of being the leader, right? They will be submissive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If the guy is worthy of being submissive too.
Yeah.
And I think, women will want to be led if that's the right guy to be led.
Absolutely.
But
Someone said, that's true. Women raise their daughters and love their sons. I always believe that. Yeah. I mean, I think it's true. I don't know. I don't know.
It happens a lot in our culture.
and to jump on what you said about nobody wants a submissive woman is not something a person wants. Like we have to be equally yoked where if I step back, you take over. So if you submissive, sometimes I look at submissive as someone that's not going to be willing to stick their chest out and stand up. And like I've always hated that term. Like you got to be just as bad as me, if not better.
All right.
Because like I said, I'm a dominant personality, and so you have to have that too. Because if you don't have that with me, I'm going to overrun you.
Yeah.
And so growing up, my mother wouldn't allow me to. Like I always tell people, if she laughs at me, I'm gonna say it now. October 13th, 1987, 12:05 a.m. That's the last time I got a beating. But my mother wouldn't stop. She would be in my face, would check me, would throw stuff at me, and I'm like, "Mom, you guys gotta stop." But she wouldn't back down from me. So I need that type of energy back, especially with my significant other. So it's like, don't be submissive. Like if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, so we don't make this big mistake and we lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think there's different definitions of submissive. What I was talking about was more of in the sense of just that, that mentality of who's going to be the leader at the moment, right? Who's going to lead in the moment. Yeah.
Absolutely. Someone said some women. Oh yes, they said someone said some women want to be the social worker, provider, and protector of the man. They want to wear the pants. Ooh,
man, that's a tough one out here.
Dang.
But hey,
but it's true though.
That is true. But
see,
but some men allow it. Some men allow
Mm-hmm.
it. It's acceptable. So, like you said, if I've already had a strong mother and a mother with the personality that she led the household, and then I saw that my dad allowed my mom to control finances, the big decisions that were made in the household, then yes, that is acceptable for some people. So, again, it depends on the person's relationship and what they have seen modeled in their home, in their childhood. So yeah, that's possible. I've seen it.
As strong a personality as my wife could be, I eat the big piece of chicken. Period.
All right, Damon. I see you cousin.
I'm sorry. Don't judge me.
Again, to each their own.
You can speak up. You can say, okay, everybody got a right to an opinion, but I'm not rocking with it. Like, okay, we can talk about it, but if it makes sense, I can go along with it. But you're not leading me too far ahead where I'm trailing your coattails. We can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Someone said we mean
And
biblical.
that's me. So I can't speak for nobody else.
Damn, your Wi-Fi going in and out.
I know, it drove me crazy. I told you they put me in the bag. They picked me like a dirt.
And you get the big piece of chicken.
Right.
I get the big, but when it comes to family, I let them get away with a lot of stuff. And then I needed to be on this podcast today, so I had to let stuff go.
No, I get it. Someone said we mean biblical submission, not a welcome mat. That was good. That's good. Someone else said if the mammy doing all that, then that's who the hell he needs to be with. What? Oh. Well, that's like, hey, people, hey, that's how it is, I mean, I don't got nothing to say about that.
All right.
You're right, though.
That's a speechless moment.
Yeah, it was. That's brought to you by my sister, Kenya. Yeah, we can't deal with the mama's boys.
She said the same thing you said.
What'd you say, Dave?
You said that too. You go with your mammy. You said the same thing.
I just think that people that that are mama's boy, they need to develop some tough skin and be like, hey, mom, this is my relationship, this is my marriage. You got mama's boys that are married, and they don't, and the mother don't care if they married. Like, hey, I need you to go do this and XYZ, and okay, forget about your wife, but I need you to go over here and do this and do that. It's just unhealthy. I got another clip. It's from I'll show it to you. We're gonna talk about that as well. Any questions? Let me know in the chat. Any questions, any comments? Y'all let me know. Okay, so we're gonna do this next clip.
You grow up and be a man. Be a man? What you mean, like you? I should be like you, Melvin? You a man?
No, little nigga, you can never be like me. You don't need to be like me, but what you need is to stop sitting around here trying to blame everybody for your problems. You need to check yourself. Oh, you know what your problem is, baby boy? You got shit all twisted. You got an Oedipus complex. You want your mama to be your woman, but this is my woman.
Okay, Melvin.
My woman.
All right, that's enough. Come on. Shh. It's okay, come on.
Man, forget this shit. Cuz I got heat for niggas like you.
Jody, that's enough.
Nigga, you need to move.
What, motherfucker? I told you don't fuck with me, nigga. I told that little nigga, don't fuck with me. But you wanna fuck with a nigga, right? I try to be a good motherfucking nigga, but I can't be, cause little bitch ass niggas like you wanna fuck with me. You wanna fuck with a nigga, right? You want a nigga who got 2 stripes on him to go to jail for life, motherfucker. That's what you want.
Fuck it, I'm leaving, man.
Fuck no, I'm leaving. I can't live like this.
Yeah, that's right, nigga. You leave this motherfucking out.
No. You deal with your son before I kill him. Deal with him before I kill him. Don't deal with him before I kill him.
Don't go. Don't go. You gonna choose this nigga over me? Your flesh and blood, your child.
You are not a baby anymore. You are not a child.
You grow up and be a man.
Wow.
Look, I had to bring the heat on today. I had to bring the heat on today.
Oh yes.
Now we know who got a big piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Melvin.
Right.
Melvin. Look, and baby boy, he's a mama's boy. Like
To the extreme.
To the extreme. This is an example of another example of a mama's boy. Yeah, like, what do you guys feel about that clip? Let's dissect this clip. So we got Melvin, that's the mama's boyfriend, and we got baby boy. Baby boy is the mama's boy. Mama been taking care of baby boy all this time, and now mama wanna get her feet wet and be Stella got a groove back. So you got that. And then it's like, so now you got this, mama got a man now.
Mama got a love triangle. With her son.
With her son.
That's what's going on.
It's a conflict. So someone said, good old baby boy. So how can we dissect this? So now mama trying to get a groove on with Melvin. Melvin like, hey, you better get him. Because like I can't, either you my woman or this your man. Pick one.
And the crazy thing is, most of the times it happens the opposite. She kicked the boyfriend out before she'll kick the son out.
That's true.
But Melvin was putting it down, so she wasn't trying to do it. Sorry about that.
I mean, let's be
I
real.
want to say that, but you know,
I said it. I said it. Yeah. So it's like now it's the opposite. What are your thoughts about that scene? I just want to hear from each and every one of you. What's your thoughts on that scene?
I'm just so glad that mom finally figured out, like, this is my fault. And I need to, like, finally be like, no, this is what needs to go down. Because I think in the scene, mom realizes how much she was babying her son, especially when he said, "You gonna kick out your own flesh and blood, your baby, your child." And I think that's when it clicked. Like, oh my goodness, I turned this boy into a man child.
Yeah. Who going next?
And you know what, I was gonna go next, and I agree with Lizzo. Like she said, it's like mom realized, okay, I created this, but now I have to be the one to resolve it. I have to address it because now I realize my role in your life has changed too. So I think that it takes mothers some time to realize that, okay, my son will have to leave the nest. And now my role as a mother has changed. So I'm going to be more of a supporter. I'm no longer a caregiver. And so, you know, I think that's when it clicked in for her that, hey, I have a life too. You know, I'm a woman who have, you know, wants and desires. My son can't fulfill those needs. So like Liza said, I think that's when she realized herself, hey, I have to change the relationship and the pattern of this relationship with my son, so I can better live my life in the way that I desire, because I've raised you. You know, I've done all that I can do for you. So now you have everything. Now it's time for you to create your own family. I've done my job here. And like you said, I think that was the defining moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, I think in the movie, Tyrese never had anybody to check him on the stuff that he was doing. Right? His mama's both ways. Nobody was checking him until mom finally got in a relationship and was like, oh my goodness, this boy is messing up not only my future, but I can see him messing up his life with his child and his girlfriend as well. So that's when she had to like step in and like set some boundaries, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Damon?
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little further, so please forgive me. Like what mama went through in terms of relationships is traumatic. So the PTSD shit, that's why she allowed herself to baby him for so long. And once Melvin came around, like you said, Melvin was an alpha male. He wasn't a beta male. Jody is a beta male. He didn't have guidance and stuff like that. So in that scene, we see the shift of the relationship. Like, no, you got to go. Like, this has to stop. And he's like, you gonna kick out your freshman? No, you're grown now. You're no longer a baby. Like she said, once she found someone that's going to help her, her post-traumatic growth changed everything. And she's like, this okay. It's that step that she decided to open the cage and let him fly out. And it you know, it worked out in the end, but it was a leap of faith. But you know, she had to do that, and that scene you can see everything that's happening and switched so fast. It was like it happened in seconds when she decided that, like, no, you got to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone says typical behavior of mama's boy, entitled, and his mother didn't set boundaries until it was too late, apparently.
Yeah. In mesh relationships.
So there is a lot going on there. Yeah, it is. She created his behavior, and this is why it's important for men to be involved in their sons' lives. Created of a weak man, I guess, person.
Personified.
Yeah, personified. Yeah.
And sometimes you can get your kid a mentor. It could be a coach. It could be karate teacher, whatever. He has to see manly behavior model so he can understand how to be a man. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for the mom, having that alpha man, like we said before, like women, we like alpha man. Like, hey, look, get your boy. Like this is, and he kind of like set the tone. Like, hey, if you're gonna be with me, then this how it's gonna be. And she was like, no. He was like, no, I'm gonna leave. And she was like, wait a minute. No, you don't leave. Wait on him to go. I never forget. It was recently. So my guy, so I'm independent, right? And I do everything kind of like I'm trying to learn. Like, okay, kid, step back, let a man be a man, right? And so it was about shoveling the snow. I'm talking about it was like a good 6 or 7 feet of snow. It was like I couldn't get out. I was whining. I was like, I can't get out. He was like, hold on. He was already at work. And I was like, all right, cool. And I'm already late for work. I'll be late for work. Y'all pray for me. But yeah, so I was already late for work. And he was like, let me handle it. But in my mind, I'm like, nah, I'm going to go to Ace's Hardware. I'm going to go get a shovel. And I'm going to dig myself out. And I did. And he heard me on the phone, like walking because I was breathing hard. Trying to go, and it was just like the alpha man, like he kind of like called me again, like, hey, if you're not gonna let me be the man, then don't call me, don't do that. And it kind of like it was a light switch, but I was like, that man came out like, oh, and I was like, whoa, all right. I ain't gonna do that no more. I'm gonna do because I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just the presence of when that was off subject probably. But yeah, Melvin like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, Melvin, tell her. That mama gotta go. But yeah, so it's just just this is all about me. And as far as mama's boys, just it's not a bad thing. We just want to educate and make sure everybody's aware, like, hey, these are the pros and cons, how we need to set boundaries, how we need to, rediscover, like, and once we set those boundaries, we gotta stand on it, and let it be known. But yeah, any questions from the audience? I see my mama not on here. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Someone said cut the cord. Yeah, you have to cut the cord. And let a man be a man be a man, so
but also as women, we need to know what we want before we get into a relationship, right? So that we don't put up with these bad behaviors as well. Because I think we see the mama's boy, he has potential, but he's not living up to the level that we need. And we just put up with it.
Yeah.
Then cutting the cord or being like, I can't do this with you unless you tell you set boundaries with your mom. And I think a lot of women just put up with it because of, again, the potential, maybe he would change or maybe he will step up. But if he's not showing you this stuff from the start, you cannot make a man change. He has to want, right? So
got to want to change. And it's all about identifying, like, oh, this is maybe I am a mama's boy. Maybe I do need to, reconstruct and recreate this atmosphere and this environment, so I can be healthier, especially if I'm in a relationship or if I'm in a marriage. I can't let my mother destroy what I got going on. I can't let her destroy, what I'm trying to build. And I think
Well,
a
my
lot of
question, I'm sorry to cut you,
no, go
but
ahead. No.
my question will be for the mama's boys, how can they say that to their moms in a respectful way, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You don't want to, and I think that's the fear of the mama's boy, right?
Yeah.
If I say this to mom, I'm scared of messing up this relationship.
Yeah. And we seen that on the video, the first video. He was like, he didn't know how to say it. Like, how do you say that to how can I say this to my mother? Yeah, it's just Damon, what do you think?
Well, my mother never interfered in any of my relationships, and like she wanted to stay clear, far away from anything I had to do outside in terms of that, because it's just, you just have to have that conversation, because there's your mother, there's your friends, and there's your significant other. If all three of them have different roles, you have to explain to your mother, "Ma, I love you, but what I have with her is something different than what I have with you." Your mother loves you unconditionally. You try to grow and build that same thing with your significant other. So you have to explain to your mom just those ways, and then like, "Mom, this is what I'm trying to do over here. It's not going to interfere with what I have with you, but allow me to grow over here." And I respect your opinion, but I don't need it to interfere with what I'm growing. And hopefully she's receptive to it. She might throw a hissy fit and and be upset, but she's your mother. She's gonna love you no matter what. And so you just got, as they say, take a leap of faith. Like, okay, it is what it is. Scared money don't make money.
Come on in, Damon. You ain't got to do all that.
I'm sorry, I told you I'll be vibing so much, so you got to forgive me.
No, it's cool. It's cool. We got a question. How do you successfully let a mama's boy know that he is a mama's boy without ruining everything? Y'all, I need my glasses. I ain't got no contact. Look cute without no glasses.
You can't tiptoe around that. You got to tell him. And if he's so sensitive that he wants to break up with you, then he ain't the man that you need, because he's not manly.
I agree with
that. Get your big boy pants on. Like listen, you don't get the big piece of chicken like I'm getting all emotional, and you get the chicken wing. You don't get the big piece.
But you get the chicken wing, but you still
they're gonna cut that out. I get the big piece of chicken.
Okay. All right, Dave. I ain't gonna, I don't want no smoke, cousin. Look. Yeah, that was a good question. I think just being direct. I don't know no other way to do it but be direct. Like, hey, I think that your mom controls you and make decisions for you. Like, if we're gonna try to build something, then something has to change. If not, then I'm just gonna have to go on by my way and be free. So, like you said, yeah, definitely, you have to I think some things we don't have to tolerate. We don't have to tolerate. And I think, because, okay, we like this person. We love this person. Some of the behaviors we don't have to tolerate. We don't have to be involved in it, and I think, I know I can say for myself, I never been with a mama's boy, just in relationships general. Some stuff I just tolerate when I don't have to. I can just get out of it. And I think you just got to be clear and firm with yourself and set boundaries. I mean, boundaries, that's in every conversation is boundaries, healthy boundaries. Like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't do this. I won't do this because it's not beneficial to me or my lifestyle, because I can't have your mother dictating everything, or, that's not gonna work. And then especially if you can't communicate with your mother and, and let her know, like, this not that. So yeah,
Because I look at it this way: if you never speak up from, especially in the beginning of the relationship, when you start seeing these things, it's going to become part of the norm, right? And it's not going to change, especially after you get, especially once you get married. So if you don't bring up these things from before when y'all dating, testing things out, and really working on the relationship, nothing's going to change. So you have to speak up and, you know, really say what you want from the relationship, because nobody can read. Another thing is nobody can read your mind, right? So whatever it is that you need in that relationship for it to work, you gotta speak up and have these hard conversations, as hard as it might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Chantoya, what's your thoughts? Uh-oh. Is it?
Well, I was thinking a Bible verse came up ahead, and I can't put where it comes from, but it says this, you know, when a woman and a man is joined, he's gonna leave his family and he cleave to his wife. So you can't cleave to your mother and your wife.
Your wife.
Come on, I'm gonna have to get an offering.
You know, matter of fact, you know, you're gonna leave and cleave. Okay, so yeah, God didn't create a union to be between the mother, the wife, and the spouse. So, you know, as a woman, you know, like, you know, everyone has said here, if I see these signs in the dating, early in the dating, I need to address it right then and there. I don't want to wait until I'm in a place I want to be committed to this individual to say something about it. I'm gonna speak about it right then and there, the first date. And we're dating, we're together at the restaurant, and his mother's calling, and then she's dominating the conversation. That's a sign right there. So I don't care how good he looks, I don't care how good he smells. Okay, you know, sometimes in women, we'll allow our senses to kind of overwhelm us. No, I mean serious. Because we like, oh, he's the total package. He got the muscles, he got the brains, he smells good, he's looking good. And then we're lonely. So we're like, okay, and then he has never dated, you know, or he doesn't have this and that. But then we find out, oh, it's a reason why this joker by himself, because of his mother.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, really, you know, it's because we don't add it up. And so sometimes when we're vulnerable, sometimes we open ourselves to situations that are not healthy for us. So we have to check that part of self at the door and say, you know, I want to be in a relationship with someone meets me. We meet each other, you know. So if I see something that, you know, I feel like it's going to be, like I said, issue later, then, you know, either you address it now or we don't move to the second base. We stay on first base.
Yeah.
And see, I dated a mama's boy, and I had to put down the boundaries and the rules, and he was still stuck on mama, so I had to let it go. And he was great in every other aspect. So, you know, you have to think about what's going to happen to you later on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'll say this. I don't look at potential anymore. I don't look at it like I wouldn't look at it anymore. Like this is what you are. This is what it is. Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. Like I don't like, oh, he can, oh, I think he can be. No, this is what he is. Like, yeah.
When do you stop looking at potential?
Huh?
When do you stop looking at potential and looking for a mate?
When you stop?
Yeah. Because, you know, some people will look at from their 20s up to their 30s and 50s, hoping that someone could be who they want them to be. So when do you stop?
Wait, like, is it like the imaginary, like your imagination is it like, are we becoming delusional then? Like, because people show themselves who they are. I mean, some people have representative, like for me, I'm gonna show you who I am. Hey, like, no, that ain't gonna work with me. Now that I'm older, then I like I said, I just can't, some stuff I'm not gonna take what I did back in my 20s. You know, I could, because I was lonely, you know, and, I want to be with somebody. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, you know, back then. But now it's like, no, I'm intentional. You know, I want to be intentional. Exactly. What it is I want. Like if it's a duck and it's quack, it's a duck. And I can't go no further than that. Like, I don't want to, like, the potential. It gotta be a cutoff time. Like, hey, hold on, like, you about 50,000 years old now, so like, we ain't gonna be able to do that. So
I think, people hear that and they get offended, but my thing is this: okay, if you're working towards certain things, that's different.
yeah,
You're showing me steps that you're working towards whatever it is, right? You want to make more money, you want to own your own business, blah blah blah.
yeah,
That's different than just being, in my mind, creating, oh, he could be X, Y, and Z. And I think that's where a lot of us, that's where the mistake comes from, right? We create in our own minds. We don't see nothing happening. It's just that we're creating this in our minds, saying that, okay, in a few weeks he'll do this or she will do that.
yeah.
And it's not realistic. You have to see it. I at least I don't speak for myself. I need to see it.
Hey, Missouri, you're gonna have to show me. This is a show me state. Shoot, like, I don't know. I'm just at that place right now. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna have to show me. Like, hey, I know what I can bring, what I can
exactly
to the table. Like, no, like, you ain't just gonna get no meat and potatoes, and you just gonna bring a salad. No, we need a whole 4-course meal. So yeah, I just think that, just knowing yourself, knowing, once you see these signs and symptoms of just people who they are, like, you kind of like discover. I think in this field, being a social worker, being a social worker, just being in the mental health and studying behavior and therapy and all that, you kind of identify like, oh, okay. I try not to analyze people too hard, but it's like, you got some trauma going on, or you got this going. I'm like, okay, you kind of like, you can see it because we deal with people every day. So we encounter people every day. We talk to people every day. We see like the signs and symptoms of different things every day. So it's like, oh, you got that going on. Oh, okay, all right. I ain't gonna ever do this.
but let's look in terms of. I like to play devil's advocate at times. So. Listen, we got some time and people not asking no more questions. So let's play around. But it's in a woman's nature to want to rescue that hurt individual. So when do you decide that, okay, that's it?
Again, once most women go through a couple of bad relationships and they know who they are and what they're worth, they don't put up with that stuff no more. And I think all three of us women here now, we've been through some things. Yeah. We have grown and we know ourselves as the women that we are now. So we're not willing to put up with that. And I think that's anybody, man or woman. After a while, you decide this is my worth. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm willing to put up with, and I'm not.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with it. So,
but okay. Us men, we say Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, Dwayne Wade cheated on Graveyard Union, Stedman cheated on Oprah. Why can't you accept this behavior from me?
They got money.
I don't think they accepted the behavior. Wait a minute.
Look, Damon, cousin, you gonna get X off.
That would put it place in their lap. Damien, we don't want to make that bow tie tighter on around your neck, so you better pump the brakes.
Listen, my wife is probably watching this as it is, so I'm probably gonna have to hear it later anyway. I'm just saying, like, but because
did they really put up with it, or they, again, because of the situation, set some boundaries and saw change? There's a difference, right? Because stuff does happen that can be bad in a relationship.
Correct.
Stuff happens, but it's up to the woman to put up with it, continue putting up with it, or say something about it and see that change in their mate, in their partner.
Mm-hmm. Someone said, he's telling the truth. Women try to build / make men out of mama's boys.
Because like she said, you see the clay and you see the potential. Like women date off potential. Men do as well. You know, and it's like you try to work with something, and you see all the red signs, like, oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that, but you stick because he's like Melvin in the kitchen. He's making them eggs early in the morning for you, and so you stick through for all that, and it's like, but then after a while you like, damn, I done wasted 15 years of my life with this mama's boy. So when do you decide that's it?
Again, some people it takes them longer, and some people it takes them a short time. But again, when you're at the end of the day,
yeah, and sometimes
I feel like I'm worth too much
to
put up with stuff like that anymore. I used to when I was younger.
Yeah, I think more so because we're so in love and we're so engulfed in this person, we lose ourselves. And you kind of like you ignore the signs because you love that person, regardless if they're mama's boy or not. You kind of like you stick through it. I've seen that happen before. People who stick through it, stay in a marriage with mama's boys for a long time, and pretty much that's all like, okay, this is their behavior, this is what's going on. But it's like, like you said, when that light bulb come on, you be like, did I do that for 30 years? Like it's yeah. And someone said, hold on for fear of being alone. Okay, yeah. I think it's the
fear will
Yeah.
will cause us not to see things for what they are. Fear would do that. And so it's like, because people are already putting time restraints on you. Oh, you're at a certain age and you haven't married, or you haven't had children. So when you get no type of pressure, it's like, okay, well, I may have to settle with the mama boy so I can get my mom or my dad off my back, about me and not being in a relationship. I'm working with the young lady about that now. Her father is much older, and everybody's married except her. And now she feels rushed to get into a serious relationship with someone who is not really ready for what she's asking. So sometimes it could be just pressure from my family convincing us because of a certain age we need to go ahead and marry so we won't be alone.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that can cause us to make those type of decisions and accept behavior that we know we would not normally would in normal circumstances.
Yeah.
But I think family pressure and also society, right? I think our parents' generation got married a lot younger.
Yeah.
And now our generation, we're getting married later. And so I think sometimes we ourselves compare it, right? And be like, something's wrong with me, or I'm behind.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. I'd rather be by myself and working on me while, and being open to love than being in a bad situation, just miserable.
Yeah. 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 I think that's the best well put. A lot of people, a lot of ladies that I know, they was like, no, I'll be by myself, or work on myself, get to know, fall in love with myself. Then I can be able to, be open and, like be accepting of someone to want to court me or date me, things like that. So that's definitely it. So I
So
see
what
we
kind
have
of coping skills we can give someone for the women out there who are possibly dating or being courted by a mama's boy? Because I know y'all women have something in y'all up your sleeves, or something some words of wisdom y'all can share. I know you're like David, just on his stuff today, right?
That's that bow tie. That's what it is.
That bow tie, man. And that big piece of chicken.
A big piece of chicken.
Bow tie.
While he in the back of the room.
I don't walk to the front now.
Oh, you got
he's feeling himself now.
Yeah, he is.
The kids left already, so I can come out. they were making noise.
Yeah. So, like, Dame, what you just asked?
Like, what coping skills and techniques y'all can give to people to help them handle being in a relationship with a mama's boy, and what could they use to recognize the signs and not ignore and be healthy enough to decide that's it. Let me move on.
I don't know.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
I think once you start working on yourself, these things you will realize.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, I'm not in the place where I need to be, or I need to work on my relationship and really bring up these things that are affecting our relationship, which is the relationship between my partner and his mom. So I really feel that if most women, right, will work on themselves and really truly love themselves, they'll be empowered to speak up when it comes to these issues that comes with their relationship.
Yeah.
Before somebody says something, but what if you don't, not to say that a lot of women don't love themselves, but what if the fear of being alone and the fear of just like you settle? And as some people say, at least he don't do this. They date at least you don't do this, man.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that? How do you manage that? What could you tell them?
To speak up.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, right? And my thing is this: or go to counseling, couples counseling, and talk it out and work those issues out. It doesn't mean that it has to be no relationship or like let me cut you off completely. If you're really invested in a relationship and you want to work on it, there is space to work.
Yeah.
But both of you guys are gonna have to take those steps to work on the relationship, though. He's gonna have to want it as well. It can't just be her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with a mama's boy, he's comfortable with being that person, as you saw in the first clip. He may want to move and do something different, but that's been his whole life, and he's afraid to say no to mommy.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone asked the question, right?
So
What are your thoughts on women?
It's
Huh? Go ahead. No, someone had a question. What are your thoughts on women that let their boyfriends and husbands call them mama? Are we? Did we disconnect?
Nope, we're still here.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
What's the question again?
What are your thoughts on women that let their boyfriend / husband call them mama?
I've heard of that.
What's
I've
your
heard of
thought?
that. I've heard it from more the older generation. Like the men would call their wife mama, but it's more like an endearment. So I have heard of not younger. No, I haven't heard of more. But I've heard like the older, like the 60s, 70s year old group that they call their wives mama, and it's a form of endearment. It's not to say that you're my mama biologically.
Yeah,
but it's like a word of love and comfort. Like you help me, you're there for me. So I've seen it used in a positive way. I haven't seen it, used in a negative way. So yes, I have witnessed that working with the geriatric population.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It just depends on the context, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, it got to be. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Just depending on that. But like you said, back in the day, they did call them mama. Yeah, mama got a da da da. Mama got a whatever, So even James Brown said it. So yeah, I just think that I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't really have no thoughts on that. Calling mama. That's back in the day. Now they say little mama. Hey, little mama. Something like that. Hey, little mama, So I was like, now somebody approached me like that, I'll be like, hold on, where your mama at? Because you too young, little baby. But any questions? I want to say thank you to my cousins. I adopt everybody, my cousins. I really, really appreciate you guys for coming on part 2. I really, really do. Yeah, if you need me, I'm available. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta hook up. I come to your city, you come to mine, all that good stuff. Yeah, but we're family. Yes. So I really, really appreciate and thank you everybody that stayed on for this whole hour. We was on here for an hour. So, yeah, we did really. That was good.
Wow.
That was a good talk. I really appreciate it. Yeah, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. So yeah, everybody tune in next week. Next week we're talking about girl dad, like girl dads. Instead of mama's boys, we're doing girl dads. The
Good one.
father-daughter relationship. It's gonna be a good one, and I'm gonna post it and let everybody know that Social Work Sunday Tea, we on the move. We knocking them out. So I'm filling every spot for every Sunday. So yeah, I'm thankful, really thankful for you guys. And you didn't have to do it, but you did. And yeah, I'm full and excited. My face hurting from smiling. I was smiling all day, like,
I know, me too.
yeah. So well, I know, right? Face just hurting. So I was like, man, but I really appreciate you guys, and thank you everybody for tuning in. You can check them out on Instagram. Y'all tell them y'all information on Instagram. Yeah, it don't matter who go first.
Well, I am Shining Lights LLC.
All right.
And that's it on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else.
Straight out of Texas. Yeah. Who going next?
Okay, and for me, I'm holistic _ that's holistic with a W in the front. Holistic _ counseling. So you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook. Look your girl up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big piece of chicken on Instagram. David Avenger, social emotional coach on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Big piece of chicken. Look, I'm gonna post on there. Big piece of chicken.
Exactly. We never gonna let this go.
Never.
See, you may not be old enough. There's a movie, which it probably was. It was Which Way Is Up? And
I've seen that movie.
And you remember that he said, "Who ate my piece of chicken?"
Yeah.
So I've used that all my life. I eat the big piece of chicken.
Y'all wilding out. But thank you.
In the back room, eating a big piece of chicken.
Right. Now he in the front of the room. He in the front because the kid's gone. But first he was in the back. That's before we got on the live. He was like, I'm in the back. They treat me. He was giving us the deal. That's G14 classified. I can't give you no more because it's a family thing. But yeah. But I thank you guys. Thank you for coming and staying on for an hour with me. It's greatly appreciated. Like I really
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. See you guys.
Take care.